So today I'm asking the question, have you ever almost drowned? Okay, and I'm talking about literally almost drowned. A body of water, a pool, a lake, river, ocean, whatever the case may be. Have you ever almost drowned? Okay. Now, how did that affect you if that did? Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story about myself and my experience when I was a kid, and I'll apply it to today. Now, it did happen to me twice. I just thought about the second one, but the primary one I'm thinking of, when I was real young, I was probably 5 or 6, in that ballpark, maybe 7. We were out playing at a lake. It was kind of a activity center. There was a few people out there, my cousins. We were all out there swimming. That was back before I was scared to get in the water and let my toes dangle in the nastiness of the bottom of the lake. So we were out there. We had this floating piece of wood. We were floating back and forth to each other. Well, my cousin floated it back to me, and it went past me over towards the side of the lake where there were some overhanging trees and stuff. So I said, okay, well, I'll go over and get it. I started walking over there, and next thing I know, there was no bottom. Okay, well, at this point in time in my life, I didn't know how to swim. The only thing I really remember about that was I was bobbing up and down like a fish bobber on this particular day, and I was trying to grab whatever overhanging tree branches or whatever was up here, and I couldn't get it, and I was gasping for air. Next thing I know, some guy, I don't even know his name, I don't think I've ever seen him since, came over there, pulled me out of that, and dragged me up on the shore, and I was safe at that point. But you know, I'll tell you that I was young at that point, and I've since learned how to swim, but I was scared of the water for a while. I don't remember the next time I got in the water, but I knew the next time I actually started learning how to swim or wanting to know how to swim, I was almost like 12. I was scared of the water. If I did get in the water, it was real shallow. So it affected me to the point to where it got me scared enough that I was a little more cautious when I went around bodies of water, and that when I did get in the water, I knew how to swim, okay? So you might be asking where I'm going with this. Now, I know there's some people out there that's probably been affected by this, and hopefully that I'm not hurting anybody or offending anybody by talking about somebody drowning. But that day, it helps me think today, okay? How does that apply to life today? Well, my main thing is you don't always know how deep something is or how hard it will be. So it's okay sometimes to ease into the shallow ends first, to start off in the shallow end before you learn how to swim. Okay, when you learn how to swim in the shallow end, then it's okay to go into the deep end. If you don't know how to swim, chances are you don't want to jump off into the deep end and struggle and almost drown or possibly drown. Okay, so it's okay to start off slow with something in life until you learn how to do it, and then get into bigger things. I think oftentimes we talk about drowning. Sometimes we feel like we're drowning in life, in our jobs, in our family, or whatever. And a lot of times it's because we've been thrown into the fire, or we threw ourselves into the fire, or we threw ourselves into the deep end. We don't know how to swim, okay? Sometimes it takes preparation to get there, okay? But if you do happen off into that deep water and you can't swim, right? But somehow you make it, whether you make it out yourself or somebody helps you out, don't let the fear of what happened to you dictate the rest of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of us have been through something when we were young, and I won't go into stories about myself, but I still fight it, okay? I still fight those fears. But the thing to remember is don't let that fear dictate what you do and how you live the rest of your life. I could have easily let the fear of water, drowning, keep me out of the water. Now, there's other fears of the water to keep me out of the water, such as sharks, alligators, snakes, whatever. I don't like my toes being in the nastiness at the bottom of a lake. Okay, I've changed the way I approach things now. But my fear for water is a little different now than it used to be. Okay, I could have easily let that fear of water keep me out of the water, period, and I never learned how to swim. Okay, now I can teach my kids how to swim, because I'm not fearful. I'll swim to the bottom of the pool, all those kind of things. But that one instance could have affected me the rest of my life. Okay. So even though you don't know how deep that water is, it helps if you start off in the shallow end and learn how to swim first. Then you can go check it out, okay? Now, the next thing and the main thing I wanted you to get out of this is you never know what you can't do in life unless you try it, okay? It won't always work out the way you think it will or that you might want it to, but you certainly won't know if it'll work or not unless you try. Now, I'm not saying to go out there in a pool and jump off in the deep end just to see if you can swim. That's not what I'm talking about. If you've started off slow and you've went into the shallow ends first and you learn how to swim and you've perfected that craft in the shallow end, chances are you're going to do much better in the deep end, in the deep waters, than somebody that's never went through that process to get to the deep end. Do you follow what I'm saying? Whether it's a job, a profession, business change, whatever the case may be, sometimes it's okay to start off slow to get to where you are able to perfect something before you actually do it. I know a lot of people like to jump in and jump feet first and all in on something before they really know what to expect, and they end up feeling like they're drowning. Sometimes you can work your way through that. Sometimes there's people to help you out through that. But my point today is, don't let that fear of almost drowning or maybe something failing for you in life or in business deter you and keep you from trying it again, because it could mean make a difference in your entire life. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want to be stuck somewhere you're not happy as far as a job goes. So don't let the fear of trying something new, starting your own business, getting promoted, learning something new, doing something different, don't let that fear happen because, you know, in the past maybe something didn't work out for you. So that's just, what's up, Dougie Fresh? That's something I can offer you off of that experience that I had almost drowning in a lake when I was a kid. Because I know sometimes, and I'm speaking specific about the car business, sometimes you could have a bad week or a bad month or a bad couple months string, and it feels like you're drowning and you can't get out. Okay, no matter what you do, no matter what you try, sometimes it feels like that. But eventually you work yourself out. But don't let that fear keep you from trying new things and doing new things, because you never know what you're capable of, but you don't know that either until you try it. I hope this has helped somebody today. I hope you can apply this to your life, and maybe it helps somebody if you're struggling with something, or if you are debating about doing something new or something different. Listen, it's okay to start off slow. Okay, it's okay to learn your craft before you get into something major. Don't let anybody tell you any different, because at the end of the day, you could jump off in that deep end without knowing how to swim if you want to. But one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to learn how to swim or you're going to drown. Okay? So keep that in mind today as you go out. I hope everybody has a great fist pump day out there today. It's hot down here in South Alabama. Again, it's humid again, but I'm used to it. Hope everybody has a great day. This has been the Fist Pump Guy, selling cars the right way because it's the only way I know. Follow the Fist Pump Enterprise.